Jussie Smollett is back, and bro hasn't learned his lesson at all. This interview with Cam Newton is one of the nastiest things I've watched all year, and Cam Newton should be embarrassed with himself for how he handled this interview. It's been almost 7 years now since Jussie Smollett faked a hate crime so he could soft launch his social justice advocate career and, in his words, be the gay Tupac.
And above all, I fought the fuck back. I'm the gay Tupac.
Jussie Smollett, like many others, have a sickness. It's called the attention bug. They thrive, they seek out, they have a yearning for attention. And no matter how much attention they get, is never enough. Jussie Smollett was a thriving movie star. He was having a thriving acting career, but that was not enough. He wanted more. He wanted to be seen as an advocate. He wanted to be seen as somebody important enough to where the infrastructure and the matrix wanted to take him out, right? He was a voice for black people so powerful that racist white folks wanted him gone. But the thing with Jussie is, like most narcissists, they think they're smarter than what they really are. And he put together a plan that he thought was ironclad, that was going to take place where cameras are, while he's on the phone with one of his homies who could also be his alibi. But like, this entire thing had holes in it from the very beginning. And ultimately, the police discovered that this hate crime that took place was actually staged by Jussie.
Actor Jussie Smollett is now in custody in Chicago. He is facing a felony charge for allegedly filing a false police report claiming that two men attacked him in a hate crime last month.
We learned this just moments ago. Police sources tell CNN that Smollett paid the two men to orchestrate the attack. Chicago's police chief will brief reporters later this morning ahead of Smollett's first appearance in court this afternoon. Our Ryan Young is live in Chicago with all the breaking details. Ryan, now in custody.
Yeah, John, such a strange story. The last time we joined you at the 5 o'clock hour, who knew that this was going on? In fact, he turned himself in. I'm told from sources that he will have to talk to detectives first before being brought to this courthouse. What a strange ending to this entire story. Jussie Smollett going from an alleged victim to a suspect in a possible felony, with Chicago police saying that the Empire actor filed a false police report when he claimed these two men attacked him last month while hurling racist and homophobic slurs.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them. Never did.
Authorities say the brothers testified before a grand jury on Wednesday for 2.5 hours. Their lawyers telling reporters that the men were paid by Smollett to carry out the attack.
There was a point where this story needed to be told, and they manned up and they said, you know what, we're going to correct this.
He was ultimately found guilty of paying one of his gay lovers and his gay lover's brother a hefty fee for them to attack him in the middle of Chicago in like negative 10-degree weather where there's cameras, and put a noose around his neck so it would appear that racist white people did this and it was a hate crime, okay? Now, Jussie Smollett's conviction was eventually overturned. The original conviction wasn't overturned because Jussie Smollett was somehow innocent. It was overturned because when he was initially arrested, it was, I think, somebody else that was in charge of the state attorney's office. And they essentially agreed to like drop the charges if he will forfeit his $10,000 bond and do community service. And I think Jussie Smollett was supposed to like take care of like whatever resources the police used in their investigation, right? Because for the most part, the police were mad at him because they used up a lot of resources to find who did this, only to find out that he faked this. So he agreed, and they dropped the original charges. And then somebody else took office, and they filed, I think, like, bro, I remember like the first charges that were announced on Jussie Smollett, it was something crazy like 45. Like, yo, the new person wasn't playing with this boy. Like, he wanted to spank him. So they charged him with a lot of things, right? Like, those things obviously got consolidated at some point, and he was found guilty. Well, the Supreme Court is ruling, like, hold on. If you already strike the deal with the first person in charge at the state attorney's office, then it's unconstitutional for y'all to come and recharge him after the first charges were dropped. Not happening, okay? And the court's decision was based on procedural and constitutional grounds, not on a question of Smollett's guilt or innocence. But y'all understand, bro, when you give a liar an out, they're gonna run with it and they're gonna take it. This is all the out that Jussie Smollett needed. He know he strike that deal with the state attorney's office. He know why it was overturned. But now Jussie Smollett is doing a tour telling people the conviction was overturned because he was not guilty. Yo, I watched this interview with Jussie Smollett and Cam Newton. Yo, Cam Newton is talking to this guy as if he's an actual victim. Like, Cam Newton is asking him, is it hard to be a gay man in America? Do you feel like you was treated unfairly because you're a gay man? Bro, nobody care about this man's sexual identity, bro. We care because this man set real black victims back like 1,000 years, bro.
Make us minimize ourselves, to make us not speak up, you know, and to feel like, oh, well, if you speak up for yourself, if you defend yourself, you're not being humble. Why should I be humble? The amount of people that have come to me and said, oh, you need to humble yourself. About what? About what? Or why are you still talking about this? Because y'all still talking about this. Why are you still defending yourself? Because you're still coming at me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? This could have been a lot easier had I actually done this. Because the way that it works is you admit it, you do this, you do that, you make a donation, you do that, whatever the fake Hollywood thing is that you do. But I don't know how to do that.
Yes, you do. You literally try to fake your way into some good PR. You are the fakest human being I think I've ever seen on the internet. Yo, can you, in your mind right now, think of somebody who you believe is more manipulative and fake than Jussie Smollett? Think about it. I'll wait. You can't. This man is a true form narcissist, bro. I don't think Jussie Smollett, and yo, I'll even go as far as to say, yo, I think he's a sociopath. I don't think this man feels empathy. I don't think this man has a conscience.
Question everything. Question everything. Question why a police department has an entire PR department. Why would they need that? Just question things.
You are a living, walking example of why a police force would need a PR department. The literal thing that you and Cam Newton is about to do in this interview is why the police need a PR department. Can you imagine if the Chicago PD did not locate the make-believe white men who put a noose around Jussie Smollett's neck and beat him up because he was a powerful voice for black issues? Can you imagine if the Chicago PD did not find those make-believe white men and they couldn't figure out that Jussie Smollett lied about this and they were just endlessly searching? Bruh, Jussie Smollett would have done a press tour about how Chicago PD don't care about black plights. They don't care about solving crimes against black folks. They don't care about solving hate crime. He would have slandered them folks up and down. It's the fact that they solved this crime pretty easily and they're able to identify you fake this is the reason why their reputation was at least protected.
Because when I see this situation, and I haven't really delved into the actual situation yet, but it's like, let's call a spade a spade. Double minority, you got a lot of things going against you.
This narrative that Jussie Smollett was locked up and arrested because he was black and homosexual is insane. Black folks was calling for Jussie Smollett to be arrested because black folks could read through this story from the very beginning. Jussie Smollett would claim that black people only began not believing him after he did an interview and the interview was edited to make it look like he was fake crying. No, buddy, bro, I'm here to tell you, like, that whatever you're saying is completely off base from reality. I was in them black barbershops. I was in my black family group chat when this story first got released, that two white men attacked you and beat you in the middle of a Chicago snowstorm in negative 20-degree weather because you were a powerful voice for black issues. I was in them group chat, and we ain't believe you from the very beginning.
Oh man, we support you. Are you all right? Those stereotypical, energies that people may give off, the interview comes out. And now the same people are now looking at you through a different lens or through a different assumption.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. So anything you say, and then also, again, it goes back to what you said at the top of the interview, where it's like it all depends on the edit. I've never seen something where, because I've done so many interviews in my life, but none of them have been like really emotional interviews because they didn't have to be.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
And so sitting there and doing that interview and then looking back and I'm like, so that doesn't look honest though, because they cut out the breath of air. You know what I mean? Like they cut out that. So it's like, they're not tracking the actual line of emotions.
What led
You know
to
what I
that?
mean? Like,
Cam, you should be disgusted with yourself, bruh. Like, I expect this level of delusion from Jussie Smollett, this level of being a sociopath, bruh. But I didn't expect this from you, Cam. Like, you even tolerate this. You think, right, that people turn on Jussie Smollett because an interview, I guess, edited a breath of air. So apparently, according to him, right, because they were, so how the news interviews are edited, like they're talking to you and then they transition to something else, right? So like y'all are talking and then they transition to like a narration of what happened and then they jump back to the story. So according to Jussie Smollett, so he's talking, they narrate away, then they narrate back to him crying. He's saying that breath of air, meaning they didn't show the, oh, no, bro, no, fam. We ain't believe you the minute you showed up on TV with a noose around your neck in your crib. And your excuse was, I didn't take the noose that the white racists put on my neck for an hour because I didn't want to contaminate the evidence. Oh, God. There's not a black person alive. There's not a black person you know who would get attacked in the middle of a snowstorm, -degree weather, by two white men. They put a noose around their neck. And then that black person leaves the noose on after the attack is over and goes home and waits for the police at the crib for an hour with the noose still around his neck and then say, I didn't take this noose off because I wanted it to remain intact. Cut it out, man. We're not trying to hear that nonsense, bro, at all. But, I don't even understand how Jussie could even like try to talk it. Like, how do you even try to talk your way out of this, bro? Fam, the two people who attacked you is caught on camera, bro. Them walking away is caught on. The two people who attacked you were your two homies. So what's the story here? You didn't know they were going to attack you? You confused two 6'3" Nigerian men with two MAGA supporters? Like, huh? Like, cut it out, bro. You ain't make no mistake, bro. You knew exactly who those Nigerians were. They were not white men, as you say. And you paid them.
The $1 million question that anybody would want to ask, are you still sticking with the story?
there is no story. Are they still sticking with the story? I've stuck with the truth the entire time. Now, there have been things that, with me telling the truth, that people will, because it's like, I remember it being where they were like, oh, he did a hoax. And I was like, I did not. And then they're like, well, he was buying cocaine. And I was like, oh, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, that was true. That was true. Or they're like, oh, he did that. No, I did not.
The reason why it's also so hard for him to come clean is because he's such a narcissist that the fact that people are laughing at how obvious, at how stupid, at how poorly planned and executed this particular fake hate crime was, that hurts his ego. Because, again, people like him think they're smarter than everybody else. They think they're the best actors in the world. They think they're just better than everybody else. So the fact that the world is laughing at this elementary amateur hour staged crime, he feels embarrassed by that. And that's one of the main reasons why he won't just come out and admit that, man, I faked it, bruh. Because even during this interview with Cam Newton, he said something that really stood out to me. He said, bro, I'm an actor, director, producer. If I would have done that, it would have been flawless. Oh, that's what it's about. Okay, yeah, you're embarrassed that whatever you try to put into motion was amateur and it was laughed at by everybody.
Set up some bull, and I was really a dumb to do some shit like that. I'm a director, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a creator. It would have been flawless. It would have been fierce. It would have been wonderful. It would not have been no bullshit like whatever dumbass did it. Period. Now, whoever really did it, congratulations to them because they actually got away with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, do not come at me like I'm some complete idiot. I'm a very intelligent man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Humble, all of those things.
Yeah.
But come on, I'm an intelligent man. I stand in who I am. I've gone out there and I've told who I am when I did not have to. I did not have to. I've been very honest about my life and about who I am from the very beginning of my career when I didn't have to do that because there's a lot of people that don't. They don't have to do that. So it just doesn't run with the history of me. It doesn't run with who I've ever been.
So now he's saying, well, somebody did stage it, but I was not the one who staged it. The person who staged it and sent people to attack me, well, they got away with it. Yo, this is just... Cam, you should be embarrassed with yourself, man. If you watch this interview, Cam Newton offered no pushback, allowed this man to come with his platform and just lie and say the most ludicrous things I think I've ever heard anybody say. Yo, you're making your comeback in 2025 and you're still telling lies, man. Give it up, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Y'all think Jussie Smollett, all right, is innocent? That's a crazy question, I know. Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how Fat Joe just got exposed by Cassidy very badly. All right, click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. If you want to learn how to grow on YouTube and make your first $10,000 a month on YouTube, I got a step-by-step book on how to grow really fast on YouTube and start making money. I'm going to see you guys in this video on my screen right here. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.